I'm gonna make this as comprehensive, as honest, as deep as possible. So make sure you have a cup of tea, a drink, a coffee, whatever. We're gonna go through using IPL at home, the results, what's happened now, how am I dealing with what's happened now, and my true opinion. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. So if you're interested in the actual device that I use, I'm going to ask you to click into the link down below and go through and look at the first 2 videos that I've done, which feature my first experience using the device and my first time ever using an at-home IPL machine. My second one, which was an update, and it showcased some of the issues that I was going through, and sadly I still am. Long story short, I followed all the instructions, so once a week. Missed it for 1 week, and then I kind of jumped on it again and did it a few more sessions. So I actually did more than the usual typical amount. And I used, in terms of device, the best that you could. Strong, powerful, incredible reviews, made in the UK, not cheap, from a brilliant retailer.
Gaston is the best and the rest is all the rest.
Why did I stop it? Okay? It does hurt. It really, really, really hurts. I have a good pain tolerance. I have given myself let's talk really openly right now. You watching this may not relate. I've waxed my face before. I've waxed bikini line. I've waxed back door. I have waxed chest, armpit, legs, everything. I microneedle my face to a medical depth with no numbing, but doing the at-home laser was agony. At the time that I was doing it, I was so lucky to be living with someone who was really great at doing it and helped me do the treatment. When it was just by myself, it was difficult. Even someone else doing it, I'm sweating now talking about it. I was spending near 40 minutes per leg, nowhere near under an hour for both legs, ever. From toe to groin, like bikini line area, like top of a Barbie leg, if you think, like that little Y area. I'm 6'2", so I'm pretty tall, but I have very, very thin legs. So I kind of thought, well, if that's a generic size, surely they would put legs that are a bit bigger, even if it was for a woman. So that was interesting. And I have to, in terms of like my only critique, manufacturers should never be saying that it's that quick to use. I use so much technology in my life and my job, what I do for a living. If you're watching this, I would love to see proof that you have done your full body in that amount of time. One thing I also noticed that the flashes took a long time. You could get one that was quicker flashing, but you would then be getting a less powerful amount of energy which is going into that hair follicle and therefore basically damaging it to reduce the hair growth. I also hated shaving before it. I don't know how you guys do it. I tried so hard to do it perfectly. I bought every single razor under the sun and the moon. Tried every single shaving foam, horrible. I even epilated one point before it, great, but then it was like I didn't know how long to wait until I could then, you know, zap it with the IPL, if it was going to be effective, whereas at least they say if you shave, you can do it like right after you've shaved. So I think there was a bit of kind of a lack of guidance in terms of that sense, and especially if you waxed. Similar to epilating, I didn't really know when I could be scanning it. What I can say though, as the positives, is it definitely reduced the amount of hair that grew back, and it definitely reduced the speed that it grew back. So if there's any questions that I don't cover or anything that you want to know further, you know where to come and talk to me. You're going to comment down below, ask me any questions whatsoever, and you can also give me a follow on my Instagram, which is down in the description box as well. Also didn't feel as dark, it kind of lightened it up. If you have ever shaved and you get that like itch, I never got that even after like the first time that I did it, so it really packed some punch into the hair follicle, because for me being so kind of hairy, like waist down, up here no, chest, back no, teeny bit, but I get rid of it, whereas like down there it's like immediately I was like, okay, this is doing something, because I could not have shaved everywhere and it not grow back prickly and itchy and inflamed. Amazing. Other than that, that's it for the positives. And sadly, the negatives outweighed the positives. In terms of the treatment in itself, I'm going to show you what I've kind of been left with. there are some areas that you can see that it still hasn't even grown back a little bit. Some that have, you know, kind of on the shin area, which I always struggle to scan because it's quite a thin area. There's actually like fully patchy bits that like haven't grown back at all, and it's more like vellus thin hairs, like almost like see-through, whereas the rest of it, it's kind of just like much softer, thinner hairs. And yeah, I wanted to obviously put myself out there and be very open and honest about my issues with it. You know, I do not feel comfortable with hairy legs at all, so I hope you guys can appreciate leaving it so you can really see, well, what happens if you do it, like they say, and then you follow up every so often. Obviously, I haven't followed up every so often, but also at the end of the treatment, I was at least expecting for me to get good results. The reason why I feel like I can really compare this to like an in-salon treatment is because I have undergone 2 sessions of neck laser hair removal in salon, and obviously I wouldn't compare salon to at-home devices to exactly the same, because obviously you're getting a much less intense strength at home. But because I did it for so many weeks, you know, we're talking 10+ weeks of the treatment, I was expecting at least to have similar results to maybe 2 times going to a salon. You guys tell me down below, like, when would you have thought it would have kind of reached to the same amount? Longevity patches not growing back like 4 months. And I've sadly had to stop my treatment because COVID, and I did the IPL treatment for my legs because COVID. So I really feel like I'm in a position that I can give it a good judgment for at least myself, and hopefully for males. I definitely agree that this would be more effective on women's leg, body, wherever. I don't think they could do it that quickly unless you were literally 3 foot tall. I'm 100% confident that I was doing everything right. I followed the instructions meticulously and it still hurt. So unless I was doing something drastically wrong. Let's talk about some of the contraindications, some of the issues that I got from this treatment. So it felt very warm. It kind of felt almost like a sunburn for at least the first 24 hours. It was like, whew, I've undergone a treatment. This has been pretty intense. I would suffer with ingrowns. And this is the fundamental reason why I've actually stopped the treatment. This was unbearable. Really, the hair wasn't damaged sufficiently for it not to be coming through enough to create an ingrown, if that makes sense. A lot of you guys gave some really good recommendations, you know, like salicylic, I need to exfoliate. You know, I got told this all the time, exfoliate, exfoliate, exfoliate. I did, trust me. I was using physical exfoliants, I used salicylic acid, and I'll link everything down below. So if you are experiencing this and you want some help and guidance, I'm gonna list every single thing down below that I've tried and some things that I'm going to try, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit as well. And this, I'm so excited because this could hopefully help everything. And I've left it fully boxed until I sit down with you guys and we have a little moment together. I even tried a brilliant body cream, which a ton of followers and friends have since got for themselves because it is so brilliant. I thought that was gonna help so much. It did, a bit, but not enough. And it will be really great to see as well, you guys that have followed me on this journey, what you think of now, because you've kind of been on the journey with me. So it'll be really great to hear your opinions and what you think. I haven't had a single week without my skin having at least 8 or 9 spots. They've either been live angry spots, I've had ones that have even looked like boils, and I've also had marks. These will leave marks for weeks. I purposely won't pick them. Sometimes I have to squeeze them out, but like obviously safely. I use alcohol, like hygienically. Yeah, really, really, really tough. It's been so painful. Sometimes I haven't even been able to sit down properly. Like, this is what we're talking about. This is like the real behind the stage stuff that maybe you won't see on Instagram when loads of like gorgy Huns are showing the device and they're scanning the whole face and body and everything, you know, in like 2 seconds. I wish I had that experience, but I didn't. So, oh, don't mind me, I'm wearing my Brisbane Bronco short. In terms of like the ones that I really, really struggle with, these are the kind of the most live ones. I've got one here. It's a lot less than usual, so if you remember my last video, which was months ago, like a long time ago, you would have seen that these are a lot better. So I'm already gonna say now that like these have improved, and that has only come from stopping the treatment entirely. Shaving, one of the worst. ever. But yeah, I'm really struggling. What are we doing now when there's still remnants of a bad experience? We'll link this and the other cream that I mentioned, because I feel like them two together, which I still have some, are gonna be like the powerhouse duo that I could ever wish for. So instead of going for salicylic, instead of going for glycolic this time, I'm going for retinol. If you're watching this video, you're probably going through something similar to what I have, and you probably want some advice. When I went online and I was looking for a body oil that was retinoic and would help with scars, marks, everything. This would also be great for like stretch marks or anything like that. You weren't presented many. There was like loads on Amazon that were kind of like ones at home or like Etsy and stuff like that. There was one by a company from Decien, their retinol body whatever. That looked really good, but it was I think 20 or 25 pounds for a bottle. Whereas the Face Theory one, it has a 2% retinoid, vitamin C and vitamin E. So vitamin C is going to be really great at helping to fade some of that discoloration that has definitely happened from some of the breakouts, especially with dealing with it. I'm going to call them breakouts even though they were ingrown, but it was a breakout. Vitamin E is really great as well for healing. Jojoba oil is brilliant. I actually really like that even for the face and neck, because again, it doesn't have too much of a thick texture and it's not non-comedogenic, so you're not going to be fearing about that kind of greasy feeling. This does increase photosensitivity, so I'm going to make sure that my legs are either covered or I will be applying an SPF every day, which is really important whenever you're using an active ingredient such as retinol. Really packaged well. And again, if you are wanting this or anything else from that company, which is very, very inexpensive for really decent products, I actually did a review on my Instagram of some things that I was actually sent to try. The Dragon's Blood serum is one of the best ever. My partner actually stole it, and one of the nicest serums ever. You go down below and use my link, my code, my whatever. It will help support me, so please do. Right, do not use it pregnant, planning a pregnancy or breastfeeding. And then I will conclude the video, and I feel like we've had a proper good catch up. And you know exactly what's happening on my side. Do you remember at school, I put it at Stadatler or whatever, this pencil, if you would ever sharpen it, it smells like wood shavings. So we're gonna apply it to one leg. I'll show you the difference. And it's not the best. It's pretty mattified, it's not sticky. I would kind of feel tempted to put it on slightly damp skin because I feel like oil really slips, and it's a really good tip for making it spread more. However, because it is an active ingredient, I don't know about that. So if there's any pros here, let me know what you think. If you are going through this and you have tried a device and you are having some side effects, I hope you feel less alone. This could seem a little like too deep talking or whatever for like a treatment. Dude, you just try to like, it's hair removal, like get over it. It's still your body, it still affects you mentally. Anything physical like that, you've paid an investment, like even waiting for the device, you're excited. Trying it for the first time, you're nervous and excited. Like, there's a lot of emotion when it comes to a treatment, and I think I always give that full respect and like full, I understand that it can affect a lot, and it's really important to give it that respect that actually it can really affect people. So I really hope that, you know, either the first or one of the first videos being really kind of frank like this and talking and just showing you along the journey exactly what it's like, because with a lot of these videos, again, this is why I needed to do it, they don't always have the follow-ups, and I think it's so important, and I do just have to apologize that this had to come so late, but I hope I made up for it from really trying like loads of different methods and tricks and whatever, and really looking at, you know, well, now I really have tried it all. Now it's time to sit down. If you are interested in subscribing, it would mean the world to me. The fact that I could be near 5,000 subscribers soon makes me very happy. So please do, please share this video to anyone that you think it would benefit, and please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you thought down below. I love you and have a great day. I'll see you soon.